A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Today we are going to finish our first chapter of Nicobarbunis. We will start from here. You will think. You will think of something. Rosie yelled back, crossing her fingers very hard. You will think of something, Rosie yelled back, crossing her fingers very hard. Oi, said a voice behind Nicobarbunis. Nicobarbunis didn't stop to look who it was. He ran straight into a tree. Oi, said a voice behind Nicobarbunis. Nicobarbunis didn't stop to look who it was. He ran straight into a tree. Got you, said the voice, and Nicobarbunis felt a 5 thick fingers on his neck. Got you, said the voice, and Nicobarbunis felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. Oh, said Nicobarbunis. Oh, said Nicobarbunis, I have been waiting for you, said the voice, and Nicobarbunis felt 5 more fingers round his wrist. I have been waiting for you, said the voice, and Nicobarbunis felt 5 more thick fingers round his wrist. But Nicobarbunis, instead of trying to run away, doubled himself up and went backwards as fast as he could. But Nicobarbunis, instead of trying to run away, doubled himself up and went backwards as fast as he could. So the man's legs were knocked from under him and he landed in a pile of leaves. So the man's legs were knocked from under him and he landed in a pile of leaves. Are you right? Are you right? Called Rosie, but she didn't hear any reply. Except for the man who growled, just you wait, both of you. Any reply. She didn't hear any reply except for the man who growled, just you wait, both of you. Just you wait, both of you. Oh dear, said Rosie, sounds like trouble. Oh dear, said Rosie, sounds like trouble. And she was right. Okay, now I have to explain a bit that when he fell into the garden, when Nicobarbunis fell into the garden, so as he called for help and asked Rosie that what can I do now, so after that a voice he heard from his back. Rosie also encouraged him that you will think something of getting out of that place, but a voice heard from behind the Nicobarbinis, who was quite a strange voice. So I will again repeat the reading and will explain something difficult. "You will think of something," Rosie yelled back, crossing her fingers very hard. As he mean Nicobarbinis, as Nicobarbinis asked for help. So Rosie replied that you will think of something about getting out of that place. So Rosie yelled back. She shouted that you will do something, you can do something. She encouraged him, and crossing her fingers very hard that you will think, and crossing her fingers toward him. "Oi," said a voice behind Nicobarbinis. A strange voice behind Nicobarbinis. He heard that "oi, oi." It is the sound of when you look someone in your area who was a quite stranger. So we call that voice for them, "Oi, oi, what are you doing here?" So he also heard a voice. "Oi," said a voice behind Nicobarbinis. Nicobarbinis didn't stop to look who it was. He ran straight into a tree. Nicobarbinis got very anxious and afraid of that voice. So now he didn't stop to look who it was. He looked toward the voice and ran toward a tree to climb the tree, or he want to escape that place. "Got you," said the voice. Nicobarbinis felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. "Got you." The person or the figure behind that voice or behind the Nicobarbinis, he approached Nicobarbinis and grabbed him from his neck. "Yeah, I got you." He grabbed him from his neck. "I got you," said the voice. Nicobarbinis felt 5 fingers, thick fingers, very big in size, thick fingers on his neck. "Oh," said Nicobarbinis. This is the sound of fear that he expresses. "Oh," said Nicobarbinis. Nicobarbinis said, "Oh, who it is. I have been waiting for you," said the voice. Nicobarbinis felt 5 more thick fingers around his wrist. The sound behind Nicobarbinis replied that "I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you from a very long time," said the voice. Replied the voice behind the Nicobarbinis, and Nicobarbinis felt 5 more fingers, the other hand of that voice or that figure, 5 more thick fingers around his wrist. Wrist mean the lower part of the hand mean wrist, as we say that wristwatch. So wristwatch mean the watch we use to wear on our hands. This is the lower part of our hand is called wrist. So he felt 5 more fingers around his wrist, but Nicobarnus, instead of trying to run away, instead he ran quickly forward. Instead of running forward, he doubled himself. He quickly jumped backward and went backwards as fast he could. He jumped backward and ran away towards from where he came. So the man's legs were knocked from under as he stood. The voice he heard, the unknown figure, the strange figure is standing behind him and grabbing his wrist. So as he jumped back, so the legs of that figure knocked down. Both of the legs knocked down, and he fell into a pile of leaves. So the man's legs were knocked from under mean from the lower side. The man's leg knocked and he fell, and he landed on a pile of leaves. Landed mean he fell on the pile of leaves. Pile mean large amount of leaves placed together. Large amount of leaves placing together is called pile of leaves. "Are you right?" called Rosie, but she didn't hear any reply except for the man who growled. Okay, now we can understand that it is a man. It is a man. It is not an unknown figure, because here they said she didn't hear any reply except for the man who growled. Now Rosie also asked that, "Are you right? Are you okay?" He asked for Nicobarnus that, "Are you right? Are you okay?" called Rosie, but she didn't hear any reply except for the man who growled, who in a very hard voice answered, "Just you wait, both of you. Just wait for me. I will see you. I want to see you. Just you wait, both of you." Okay. "Oh dear," said Rosie. "Sounds like trouble." "Oh dear, oh my dear friend, it is like it's a big problem. Sounds like trouble. It seems to be we are in a big problem, big trouble." It means that hot waters. So, and she was right, and she was right, and she was right. Okay, now we are going to also explain it in Urdu as well. So, "You will think of something," Rosie yelled back, crossing her fingers very hard. "तुम कुछ न कुछ सोच लोगे." "You will think of something." "तुम कुछ न कुछ सोच लोगे." Rosie yelled back. Rosie ने पूरी शिद्दत से अपनी Rosie ने चिल्लाकर जवाब दिया. Crossing her fingers very hard, Rosie ने पूरी शिद्दत से अपनी उंगलियां क्रॉस करते हुए कहा, चिल्लाया कि तुम कुछ न कुछ सोच लोगे. because she knows her friend that he was very intelligent, extraordinary intelligent, so that's why she said, you will think of something. Oi, oi, said a voice behind Nicobobinus. Oi, Nicobobinus के पीछे एक आवाज़ ने कहा. Said a voice. Voice mean आवाज़, behind के पीछे से Nicobobinus. Oi, said a Nicobobinus, a voice behind Nicobobinus. Oi, Nicobobinus के पीछे एक आवाज़ ने कहा. Nicobobinus didn't stop to look who it was. He ran straight into a tree. Nicobobinus ये देखने के लिए न रुका कि ये कौन था. Nicobobinus didn't stop to look who it was. Who it was, ये कौन था. ये didn't stop, नहीं रुका. To look, देखने के लिए. Nicobobinus ये देखने के लिए नहीं रुका कि ये कौन था. He ran, वो भागा. Straiट into a tree, सीधा एक दरख्त के साथ टकराने के लिए भागा. दरख्त की तरफ भाग गया. Got you, said the voice, and Nicobobinus felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. Got you, पकड़े गए, पकड़ लिया. Got you, पकड़ लिया. Said the voice, आवाज़ ने कहा. And Nicobobinus felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. और Nicobobinus को अपनी गर्दन पर 5 मोटी मोटी उंगलियां महसूस हुई. Nicobobinus felt, महसूस होना. 5 thick fingers, 5 मोटी मोटी उंगलियां on his neck, अपनी गर्दन पर. Got you, said the voice, and Nicobobinus felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. पकड़े गए, said the voice, आवाज़ ने कहा, and Nicobobinus felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. Nicobobinus को अपनी गर्दन पर 5 मोटी मोटी उंगलियां महसूस हुई. Oh, said Nicobobinus. Oh, said Nicobobinus. Nicobobinus ने कहा, Oh, I have been waiting for you, said the voice, and Nicobobinus felt 5 more thick fingers round his wrist. मैं तुम्हारा इंतज़ार कर रहा था. I have been waiting for you. मैं तुम्हारा इंतज़ार कर रहा था. Said the voice, आवाज़ ने कहा, and Nicobobinus felt 5 more thick fingers round his wrist. और Nicobobinus ने मज़ीद 5 मोटी मोटी उंगलियां अपने कलाई के गिर्द महसूस की. कलाई, इसको कहते हैं रिस्ट. After that, Nicobobinus, instead of trying to run away, doubled himself up and went back as fast as he could. मगर भागने की बजाय Nicobobinus दोहरा हुआ और जितनी तेज़ी से पीछे को हट सकता था हटा. यूं ओके. लेकिन Nicobobinus, instead of trying to run away, भागने की बजाय double himself, अपने आप को दोहरा किया, and went backwards as fast as he could, और पीछे को हट सकता था. और जिस तरह वो पीछे को हट सकता था उसी ज़ोर से वो पीछे की तरफ हटा. So the man's legs were knocked from under him. यूं the man's legs were knocked from under him. आदमी की टांगे, the man's legs, आदमी की टांगे under him, उसके नीचे से were knocked, टकराए गई. आदमी की टांगे उसके नीचे से निकल गई और वो पत्तों के एक ढेर पर जा गिरा. And he landed in a pile of leaves. Landed mean जाकर गिर जाना. And he landed in a pile of leaves. और वो पत्तों की एक ढेर पर जाकर गिर पड़ा. Are you right? क्या तुम ठीक हो? Called Rosie. Rosie ने पुकारा. But she didn't hear any reply. She didn't hear any reply. लेकिन उससे कोई जवाब सुनाई नहीं दिया. Didn't hear, hear means सुनना, लेकिन उसको कोई जवाब सुनाई नहीं दिया. Except for the man, सिवाय उस आदमी के जिसने गुर्राया. Who growled, जिसने गुर्राया, जो गुर्रा कर कहा, जिसने गुर्रा कर कहा. Just you wait, both of you. ज़रा ठहरो तो तुम दोनों. Just you wait, ज़रा ठहरो. Both of you, तुम दोनों. तुम दोनों ज़रा ठहरो, मैं तुम लोगों को देखता हूँ. पता नहीं कौन था ये आदमी इन दोनों बच्चों को Oh dear, said Rosie, sounds like trouble. And she was right. Oh dear, ओहो, रोज़ी ने कहा, मुसीबत मालूम होती है. Oh dear mean it is used for friends and those who are very close to you, like friends and family members. So we can use dear for them. Oh dear, ओहो प्यारे, said Rosie, sounds like trouble. मुसीबत मालूम होती है. Sounds like trouble, मुसीबत मालूम होती है. Trouble mean मुसीबत. Sounds मालूम होना. Sounds का मतलब आवाज़ भी है. Sounds का it is also used as a verb, as an adjective and also as a noun. Sounds का it is also having the meaning of to be very fresh and energetic. Sounds. A sound body has a sound mind, so it has a lot of meanings. Sounds like trouble, मुसीबत मालूम होती है. And she was right, और वो बिल्कुल सही थी, और वो दुरुस्त थी. Okay, this was I hope you people have catched my translation and would have understand the story. We will proceed in our next class toward the next chapter of Necobobinus. There are 2 chapters about this story of Necobobinus. So now we are going to write some vocabulary words meaning for please note these vocabulary in your notebooks. Growl mean गुर्राना. इसका मतलब है गुर्राना. सॉरी. गुर्राना. Behind के पीछे. के पीछे या पीछे से. स्ट्रेट सीधा. सीधा. मेरी उर्दू थोड़ी ख़राब है, so you should to listen as well. Don't if you cannot understand my writing, so please listen attentively how I pronounce it, or how I write the meanings of the thick. Mean moti moti, moti moti, moti. Thick mean moti. Neck, gardan. Instead के बजाय, backward पीछे की तरफ, पीछे की तरफ. Knocked, टकरा जाना, टकरा जाना. Pile mean ढेर. Leaves mean पत्ते. Trouble mean मुसीबत. Right means सही. Sorry, it's not correct. इसकी हम दूसरी मानी भी कर सकते हैं. सॉरी, आई कैन नॉट राइट एक्यूरेटली सही, सो इसका हम दूसरा माना कर सकते हैं दुरुस्त. So it is enough for you people, and if you can if you people can, if you have your books, so please read the story again and again, and in the last of that chapter there is a question that what troubles they were facing. So the question is very important, so you people should to take as homework for your people. So it is enough for today, and the question is your homework. So find out the trouble they are facing and write it in your notebooks as an assignment, and if you can send it please for checking. I will check and will please to reply you people. Thank you. Allah Paman.